Hallo. Guten Tag. My German is not so good, but I'm trying. Ich lerne schnell. Hello to my workshop presentation. As you read, I'm gonna talk about 20 cultural Italian and in other European countries. You don't have two last names, right? So you have your family last name that is normally your dad's last name. True? In Spain, we have two. They didn't want to decide which one was best, so they gave us both. So my name is a funny one, okay? My name is Laura Socorro Leon. Do you know what Socorro means? Because Leon you can guess. Socorro means help! So my name is Laura Help Lion. So Socorro is my dad's first last name, and Leon is my mom's first last name. So you get the first one from both. What happens when you get married? Nothing. It remains the same, so it doesn't change. But what happens if I get kids? I will lose my mom's last name, because the kid will get my first last name after my husband's last name. So that's the only downside, but still. Next one, please. So this is a difference that I have no idea of. At flats, intercom, buzzer, numbers and letters, no surnames. That's in Spain, okay? But here, most of my students have told me, you have the family names on the buzzers, on the intercom, right? That doesn't happen in Spain. How I experienced this when I've been in Germany before. I don't know what floor I have to go to. So I get lost. So I'm like, hey, I'm here, I'm downstairs. I have no idea what floor should I press on the elevator. Because it only had your last name, so I have no idea what your floor was, and you didn't tell me. So yeah, that's the main difference. So we know exactly where we're going. When you go to a family house in Spain, you know exactly where you have to bus, and you know what floor you have to go, and everything is like up to detail. Next one. These have been a shocking one for especially Italians. At the hospital, baby girls get their first piercings. They don't get to be asked. Nobody asks them. Normally, the nurse can ask the mother, do you have the piercings? Do you have los pendientes? And that's the only question. Because if the mother says, yes, I have them, she gets pierced on that same day after labor. It's like, right away, you're a girl, you get earrings. Boys never get asked, boys never get piercings. The funny thing is, when I turned 14, I wanted to get more piercings. No, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get more piercings? That's bad. You should wait till you're 18. And I was like, but you never asked me when I was born if I wanted the first two. So that's something shocking that I never really thought about. And yeah, that was especially for my boyfriend. He's Italian, and when I told him that, and his sister didn't have earrings when we met. She was almost 20, and I was like, oh, is this normal? And it's a cultural difference. Like in Spain, you get them right away, and some other places, no, it's an option. It should be an option. Next, please. In elevators, at the doctors, or on the bus, we always say hola to the bus driver or to strangers. So if you're at the bus stop and there's like 2 or 3 people there, you arrive and you say hola. You're at the doctor's office, hola, hola. That's it. So every time we're saying hello all the time. You get to a shop, well, I guess this happens also here. You say hola, and they say buenas tardes, buenos dias, etc. Next one. Sometimes you don't know where in the next stop, which stop is gonna be. You don't know where you have to stop because it just says parada solicitada, requested stop. It doesn't have the name of the stop. So getting on a bus in Spain can be interesting. Next one, please. Phone calls. We're famous for being talkative, chatty all the time. We talk about everything. How's the weather? Yeah, everything's fine. But when we answer the phone, we say straight to the point, dime. So tell me. We may say, sí, dime. But we don't say, hola, how are you, hello, nothing. Yes, tell me. And then we can talk for hours. But we wanted to go straight to the point from the first second. Next one. At the shop, we count euros with cents. They go together. Euros with, con means with. So the euros go with the cents. For example, 7 euros with 50 cents. 7,50. So they go together. So that's an interesting thing. One student pointed out, and then some other said, yeah, that's actually weird. Because in English you say 750. In German, how do you say it? You say con. The euros don't want to go along, so they come with cents. Next one, please. At the shop, this is probably not for here, because in Germany it's the same. But in the UK, I'm also a translator, so I've had some situations in which some clients have told me, yeah, this translator did this job for me, and he or she messed it up because of the comma and the dots. Apparently, I owe the client more money than I thought. And it's a lot of difference. So, yeah, for Germany, it's the same. So this one, we're not going to count it. Next one, please. Greetings. The famous 2 kisses. What side do you think we start with? It's first, we kiss their right, but we start going to the left. In Italy, can you guess what side they start with? The opposite. I think they do it on purpose. Because I've had situations in which it's like, come on, decide, which side are you gonna pick? Because it's always this situation, especially with guys and girls, it's like, whoa. It's always a situation. So women can kiss, and women can kiss, but guys just shake the hand. It's just so boring. So boring. Next one, please. This is probably the same in Germany. So we have bread for breakfast. There's always bread when we have lunch. There's always bread on the table. And we always have bread with dinner. Is it more or less the same? Nah? Not bread for lunch. That's what I thought. That sometimes some people prefer not to have bread for lunch. For us, breakfast is, let's say, not so important. I was here recently for a wedding, beautiful wedding, 20s style. I had a lot of fun. And every morning we stuffed ourselves up before leaving the house. In Spain, we're not used to eating that much before going to work, so it's just like a light cereals or coffee with a toast or something like that. And sometimes even just one coffee, ready to go. Lunch is our main meal, and for most of European countries, dinner is the most important meal of the day. I will be starving by dinner if I have not had proper food during the day. Next one. At the restaurant, some people are more open to try this tapas galores, like let's share. Normally, when I go to a restaurant with my family or my friends, we always order sometimes it's tapas, but it's not just like a small portion. Sometimes it's just portions of many things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be small. but we love sharing. I find this really, really good because this way you can try many other things, not just stick to your own plate. This, when I organize events with my students, this sometimes is like, oh, the night thing, it's like, oh, perfect. Or sometimes it's just like, no, I want my own thing and I don't want anybody to touch it. So it's kind of like, it creates sometimes situations and it's interesting because it's all about the food and we are having dinner because we want to share a moment together. But no, this is my food. Next one, please. My boyfriend pointed this out because I had never noticed, and it's true. We say hasta luego, which means until later, every time. So even when I say goodbye at the end, I can say hasta luego. I may not see you again, ever, but we still say hasta luego. So that's an interesting one. And it's a nice one because why not? Maybe we'll run into each other. I just met someone that had written me a year ago, last April, for lessons, and we had not met in person. And we finally got to meet here just today. So you never know when you're gonna run into someone for the first time or the second time, or who knows. So always hasta luego. Next one, please. At the house, shoes on all the time. This is probably a big difference with Germany, right? Because you get in the house and then you get in your house. Most houses, at least in the Canary Islands, you can imagine, it's hot. We don't need parquet, we don't need wooden floors. So for us, if we have to do that all the time, it can be freezing in winter time. Some people don't know, but sometimes in winter it can be cold. But like 2 weeks, that's why we don't invest in parquet or heating system or anything. But for us, we go either with shoes in the house or flip-flops or something comfy, but shoes all the time. Except if you live by the beach, then it makes no difference. It's gonna be sun there and sun in your house, so who cares? Next one. What do you think? I'm curious. I chose the word myth because it is a myth. So we work the 8 hours. We still do the shift. We just do it differently. We do them all together. We do them from the morning till the early afternoon, and then we go home. Of course, in shops and some other places, they may have like a half shift, and then they continue in the afternoon. And then the siesta kind of becomes necessary. Because imagine Andalusia, who have been to Spain? Oh, many people, nice. Andalusia or the Canary Islands, in summer, you can boil an egg. So from 2 to 4, it's just impossible to do any work, unless you have air conditioning and you work in a fancy office. But it's impossible, so it's actually necessary to have at least 1 or 2 hours break. So, but they still work. It's not like siesta, whatever happens, happens. But, next one please. The siesta may happen in this session, at some point between lunch and the snack when we are at work, if people are still working. And I think it's probably a bit different from yours. 7:30 breakfast, that may be similar, 6:30, 7:30. Snack, 11, lunch, 2:30, 3:30, sometimes 4. It depends on what time you leave from work. Snack, mainly kids do the afternoon snack. We call it merienda, la merienda. It's a nice name. But then people normally have dinner at 9. So from 2:30, 3 to 9, so many hours. Yeah, it shouldn't be like this, but And some people even go to the restaurants at 10:30. So that's why sometimes when I'm around Europe and the restaurant says, yeah, the kitchen is closed. It's just 10:30, 11. What happened? Yeah, we open at 6. Oh, okay. So, yes, the meal plan is different. Next one, please. Mañana, mañana. Um, not punctual, and many times things take forever to get done. This is true. There's no myth in here. It is true. Um, huh. I was trying to invent some kind of an excuse or something to justify ourselves as a. No, it is actually not nice. It's not nice. But one thing that I do like about not being punctual, imagine you're preparing dinner at home. You have kids going around, you have to prepare everything. Do you still like your friend to come at o'clock sharp when you still need those 5 extra minutes, 5, 10 minutes to get everything done and perfect so you're at the door like, hey, yeah, come for dinner. Those 5, 10 extra minutes are always good, right? Especially if you're having people coming to your place. If you're meeting outside of a subway station and it's freezing, no, then it's not. It's not cool. It is cool, but it's not cool. So, yeah, it depends. It depends. If it's in my place, for example, I would say, yeah, those 5 extra minutes, I could use them. And the person is not the end of the world. You're coming to my house, I'm cooking for you. So you can wait 5 minutes. Next one, please. This is mainly for young people. When you get to the age of 30, it becomes like from 8, it goes down to 5, and then to 3, and then it's like, it's 11, I want to go home. But it is true. It is true. In Spain, normally, if you would like to go out in Spain, never show up at the club before 1, because there's no. You can hear the wind blowing. So normally we have the 3 drinks at home. Let's say at 11, the earliest, 11, 11:30. Or you get to hang out at the park or something when you do the botellón, which is big bottle, botellón. And it's because people used to fill like 2-liter Coke bottles with rum and whatever, or calimocho, and then you go to the park and you have it's there. And then normally people go to the club at around 1. Okay? Before 1, normally not so many people are at the club. Next one. I may have to change this because I was the other day here in the subway and there were high school students. They were loud. I thought German people were quieter in public transit, but they were super loud. But no, in general, Spaniards, maybe we're 2 friends or something, and everybody else is listening to our conversation. Because you can understand exactly what happened to the sister of your brother-in-law. And it's like, okay, I needed that piece of information today. So, yeah, we share too much information sometimes, and we tend to be loud. Yeah, that's true. Next one, please. Personal space. I lived in Toronto, in Canada, for 3 years. And people sometimes, I would see people going like this. Go farther away because there's the wall. But people tend to keep the distance. It's like this, I would say like half a meter. It's like, you there, I'm here. Like enough for the handshake, but yeah. In Spain, we grab each other, we talk like this, it's okay. We are connecting. And it's special to share the saliva that's speaking from my mouth. It's not convenient sometimes, but just so you know, we're not trying to get anything, it's just how we are. It's the way we express each other. So if someone likes talking to you or something, you will know because this person is going to be close to you. Okay? Next one, please. sangria is only for tourists. We don't drink sangria. Maybe in summer, but even if we prefer having the tinto de verano, not the sangria. Sangria is for tourists. Don't take it wrong. But yeah, so if you go to Spain and you pay attention to what everybody orders and also check their tables, you won't see sangrias. Normally the waiter comes and says, ¿Qué van a beber? What are you going to drink? And maybe you can say, you can hear people saying, vino tinto, o vino blanco, o una cerveza, por favor. We rarely order sangria, okay? And yeah, next, I think this was the last one. So, before I move to the body language, it's gonna be quick, it's just gonna take me another 5 minutes. I would like to know, how Spanish are you? Do you see yourself reflected in any of these differences or things?
All what you have said, I was thinking about it, and I think I'm Polish. I'm from Poland.
Okay.
We are the same.
You're the same?
We are totally the same.
We're not so different.
No.
So many
Just
things.
nice.
Exactly. That was my point. So even if you still find some differences, in general, we're all the same. So it's just a matter of getting to learn the language so you can communicate. And that's it. It's a matter of what you say, how you say it. The rest is body language, which is what I'm going to teach you now. So I made a note to myself so I can remember them because, of course. So, I don't know how to do this. Should I first do it and see what you can guess from it? Okay. That's gonna be fun.
Enough.
No?
Too much. It's enough.
Too much, too many. So many people at the party last night. It was amazing. So too much or too many? Let me see. So I don't lose the order. The hand goes like Italians. No, they show how to do it. It's like this, and then you kind of bend yourself. It's like, and you laugh. Yeah, it's lol. It's like saying lol. This one has a name. This one is not a name, like an expression. We say, me parto la caja. La caja is like the box. So this part of the body is like the center, so like the box. So me parto la caja is like it breaks, it cuts. Okay? Next one is, well, I'm gonna need 2 hands. Any guesses? I'm leaving, okay? So what's that for? I'm leaving.
I'm leaving.
Yes. So like this, okay? I did it before a little bit like this. It could be like this. It's not like that. It's like that.
But neutrally or in a kind of like, okay, I've had enough?
No, it doesn't have to be. No, it doesn't have to be. It's not bad.
Okay.
So you can say me piro. The expression is me piro vampiro. So it's like me piro vampiro. Or me abro. Me abro. It's like I open myself. Me abro. Or the couple, no, at the bar or something with many people, and it's like. So So shall we go, honey? It's getting late. So next one. Oh.
I have had enough. I have had enough.
I've had enough. I've had enough. We have an expression for that too. It's me tienes or me tiene, so it's you or the thing has me up to here, hasta el gorro, up to the hat. Me tienes hasta el gorro. Next one. Oh. No? I don't have any money. Apparently the origin is because poor people used to have, you know, when they were sick or something, they would have like the mucus from their nose. And the expression is estoy a dos velas. Vela is a candle. So it's like, yeah, I have candles coming out of my nose like a poor person, so I have no money. So we're getting to the last ones. Oh, I don't remember this one. How was it? Okay, I'm gonna ask you first. How do you say two with your hands? Oh, so many different ones. Hey. Because here you order beer and you fire? The waiter is like, no, he's gonna give you 2 beers. So yeah, so in Germany you say two like this. 2 beers, right? Okay, in Spain we say like this. 2. Well, in the UK, you should not do this. I'm not gonna say what it means. You can watch Winston Churchill's movie. Very interesting. There it explains it, and you will learn some also history from the movie. So like this, okay? So like the victory symbol. But in here like this, so different.
Thinking?
Thinking? No.
Crazy idea.
Crazy? No? Idiot? No?
Smart.
No?
I forgot.
Okay. Maybe you have the same expression in German. When you wish for something to happen,
Knocking on.
knock on wood, right?
Yes.
If you have wood nearby, you do it. But if not, this is also empty inside. It makes the same effect, right? So it's knock on wood. We say toca madera, touch wood, we say. Oh yeah, this is an interesting one that I learned from a German student. You do like this. We do like this. Fingers crossed. We're not crossed. In Germany, you do like this, right? Like, good luck. We do like this. When you say fingers crossed, we actually cross the fingers. But you do it like this. It's like trapping the finger. It's not crossed. So, yeah. And then, oh, last one. It's another version of another one I've done. It's
Very crowded. Very crowded. Very crowded.
Money.
Crowded.
many. Many. It's like, how many people were there? So, that was all from my side. I hope you have enjoyed it. Crazy? This is, thank you. I'm going to add it to the list. Thank you. Yeah, no. This is like, are you crazy? I'm not gonna call you. That's a good one. Thank you so much. So thank you all so much for being present here today, and I am happy to be in Berlin sharing with you. And if you have questions about learning Spanish or you're interested in coming to Gran Canaria, just talk to me. Okay? Stand 8:30. I'll drive safe. Danke.